think we got it. I think we got it. Holy shit. Fucking YouTube. Is this working now? Okay, it does seem to be working. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, fellas, welcome again. We are in the final phase of episode 2, and I know I kind of set my goals to 3 hours a week working on this, and then 5 hours on Black Marsh. However, I'm gonna be a little more dynamic in the future, kind of depending on the needs. Like, this is very close to release, and I feel like I don't want to postpone it. So we're gonna put some extra resources or some extra time into this to get it out as soon as I can. So we're gonna be a little more dynamic when it comes to, you know, working on my projects. And I also got some big plans for next year when it comes to streaming. So there will be some more streaming, kind of like with the game development on one side and the modding on the other side. I was thinking about placing it under just, you know, one umbrella, so to speak. I feel like it's more easy to manage, you know, instead of having like a separate company for the Game Boy game, because I kind of want to do some more development outside of just the Game Boy. So I feel like it's like to kind of divide that into two separate companies, like development companies, would be like maybe a bit overkill. So we'll see. We're gonna try to integrate it under, like, you know, put it under one big umbrella. I think it's easier to manage all that, you know. Okay, look, enough talk about that. Let's jump in and finish up this episode. All right. So this is like, we were still working on the final boss, or the final arena. After this, we're gonna fine tune, like we're gonna go over the entire level, make sure everything works, the scripting works. And then what I need to do is actually, because like I merged episode 1 into this, you know, the initial goal was to release all 3 episodes separately, but then I changed my mind and I kind of wanted to do it under, like, in one big package. So I integrated episode 1 into this package, which means some things are broken, and, you know, if I'm gonna release episode 2, I need to get those things at least in a playable state for now. I know episode 1 is not the focus here, so I'm sure most people would probably not check it out. The future updates will you know, be like a good overhaul of this episode. But that's something for later. So now the focus is episode 2, obviously. But I kind of want to get it into a playable state, like, you know, no weird things, like just you know, the player is not able to exit the map, because that would be like you know, unacceptable. So we're gonna dedicate some time into that as well, and that's why I decided to kind of be more dynamic with the hours I want to spend on this a week. But we'll see how it goes. This is, very, very close. I keep saying it's very close to release. So let's make the final push and get it out. Hopefully, I'm still aiming for a release by the end of the year. It seems reasonable. If not, it's definitely gonna be very, very early next year. But yeah, it's always good to at least try to make the goals that I set for myself. But yeah, there are a lot of plans. I kind of want to really, with the streaming, I kind of disabled the whole subscription thing because of the terrorists in the Belgian government, the thieves. They want to tax everything. But if it grows enough, I'll probably I'm probably gonna make the jump anyway to get this like a side business or something. So I'm gonna invest some time into that to kind of build that out again. And I think it might be nice to have to give that extra service. But we'll see. That's something for the future. Let's focus on getting this out first before we go crazy with plans. But it's still fun to think about. And that is actually not what we wanted. Let's see. Let's split these. Still have that? What I'm gonna do here, and I think this will be pretty cool. I kind of need like one straight line. Let's see. Let's try and use this one. Let's try and add like a giant cobweb here. Or a web. A cobweb, is it something like that's in the corner maybe? A cobweb? Not really sure what the English term is, the correct English term. Cobweb. Oh, that's not good, huh? Oh. That is a complete mess. However, is it a complete mess? I'm gonna have to check that out in game real quick. Well, it's a little obscured and kind of dark. Compared to the sprites you see there. So I'm gonna brighten this up a little bit. Is that good? What I was thinking, this spider, that's better, way better. Only thing I'm not really sure about is this attachment. I kind of need to stretch that out. Let's see how we're gonna do that. Kind of wanted to, because it's not attached to anything. What I'm probably gonna do, can we actually wrap middle texture like that and then create like one? God damn it. I don't know, it looks messy. I'm not really sure why that is. It's not touching the sides. Maybe this? Like that, maybe? I think that looks quite nice. Yeah, I can live with that. Now, I think we need like a smaller, hold on. I got different, I got a better idea for these webs. I got a better idea. What we're going to do, let's see what options we got with the webs. Not too many. One thing we do have, there are some great webs in the Heretic and HBAC. Should I integrate them? Like, these are cables, but they kind of look like a web, no? We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to remove this. And we're gonna I kind of what it would be great if I had these like webs kind of hanging from the ceiling. But they're not in the package here. All right, you know, I got an idea. Let's actually check what we can find in HBAC. Hold on, just a second. HBAC, there are a lot of great. Okay, let's actually check. There are some great textures in here. Like, I think we got some awesome cobwebs. Like these are pretty great, and that is something like I feel you could really use in like when you like want to have some detail on the edges to make that transition a little smoother. Like this is great, you know, great stuff. Something like this, for example, but then like in a web form. Now I have to see, I know there are some webs here in this pack. And I feel like it would be great if we actually... Ah, here we go. Look at this. This is awesome. This is what I need. These are definitely... I have to get them in. It would be a shame not to, because, you know, the theme is spider. So we're going to actually copy these. And I think while we're at it, let's have a look. Let's have a look what we can use. It's not really like, these are not specifically tailored for Doom. However, some textures are pretty universal. Some of them, like these, I love these. These are great. I'm not really sure if they're like custom made or from a game specifically. I assume they're from a game, but I haven't, like, I can't really put any game on there. But they look great. Kind of like, I feel like this could be like a whole level based on that specific style, and oh god, I should probably stop. You know, I got some. My mind is already making a new level, but let's not do that. Okay, I think we got enough with these textures. There is nothing else here that seems usable at first sight. Like maybe like a texture that kind of like this would kind of feel like, you know, something encased in webs, like a floor encased in webs. Maybe this. Well, let's not go like over the top. I'm gonna get a very, like for the sequel, I'm gonna compose a very tight. Hey, Mortal Nap, what is up, buddy? Welcome. The blue ones are from Quake, really? Okay. Okay. I can't, like, if I remember Quake, like, is it from like a custom mod for Quake? Because I absolutely do not recall them being in, or them being in Quake. Did I copy these textures now? Did I paste them in? The hell? That's weird. I thought I had them. Copy. Okay, now it's there. Okay, we got our new set. Let's immediately start integrating them. Do I need to reload? Yes, we do. We need to reload. Oh, okay, get out of here. Let's save first, and then we're gonna reload the resources, and then it should be there. Blue balls on. Ah, okay. Well, I don't remember those specific textures. From which episode would it be then? This was probably. I'm probably gonna need to get rid of the slope. If I want to, this would actually be great, like across the entire floor here. I mean, across the entire ceiling. lines. Let's see, let's actually start with this one. Web. Oh, God, don't tell me this is... Okay, we can actually, I have to... Why is this not stretched? Oh, it is. And why doesn't it look like it's stretched? Can we increase the scale? Upper scale 1, no, oh. Episode 4 map 7, Oh, you can't press F8, okay. Oh, thanks. I think this is better. Oh, that looks a lot cooler, no? You got these. Damn, I need to I need to redo the entire map this way then. But okay, it's not like it's not a big effort. But I wish I had used these sooner, you know. I wish. But what is kind of weird is that it's not like it's. Why is this like only 64? Wow, it's kind of weird. Must be some glitch or something, I don't know. Middle scale. I don't know. That looks way cooler, no? Why is it not there? Why is it not? Huh? What is wrong with this? Oh, let's see. This is probably it. Lower offset. I have no idea. That's better. No. Of course, I have to use it on the other side as well. Back. We can't use a front scale. Okay, we have to do it separately. No worries. Now, it doesn't have to be like exactly... There we go, we get that shit again. That's weird, man. Why? It's probably because like there's a connection here. But let's leave it like that, it's fine. Like it doesn't have to be exactly mirrored because, you know, nobody cares. Okay, that's we're off to a great. This is pretty awesome. We can actually use it here as well. Let's see. Flip line. We don't have to use it everywhere, but this is an awesome texture. And this one is actually oh, that's weird. That should actually this doesn't really make sense to me. Why is it not shown? Oh, wait a minute. Back. Ah, okay. have to keep focused. There we go. Now you kind of need, we need the back as well. Yeah, at least, especially for this one. That's no problem. Why is this different? Oh, wait. Okay. Let's use back. Is it because, is this sloped? It's not even sloped. Okay. That doesn't really matter. You can't even see this. I think. So we're just gonna leave it. And there we go. And then I want these big chunks to have them as well. We're gonna add some more blocks in here. Maybe this one looks like a cat, no? Kind of. Oh, it's not good. We want the scale. There we go. Looks like a cat. Maybe I kind of want something else for the ceiling. Okay. Because it has like this is clear lines. I kind of wanted something more generic. What would be great if I had like this kind of floor encased in webs. I think Hexen 2 has one, a couple of great ones. And this one, it's also kind of like there's a pattern there, which I do not want. It's hard in these Doom 3 textures to find a texture without a pattern. This one looks better when it's scaled down. It's actually too large. Let's see. Let's find one 128, which I feel like could have the correct scale. Not too many options, I'm afraid. Something like this would be good if it was grayed out, but I don't want to keep adding textures. Okay, maybe we should check out the larger compartment here. I think there are more options. Well, this one would be pretty cool as well with the skulls. Maybe I should use this for a couple of floor sections, no? Of course, we'd have to. Would that be something? What do you think? If I scale this, like. Or is it? does it look weird? I think it maybe like, it should be like a pit. What I think, wait a minute. I think I figured out what was wrong. We can actually use this one, and I forgot to, and that's why it looks kind of weird. I forgot to add like a proper texture scale. Oh wait, it has to be 2, I think. Instead of... Shit, what I'm doing. Has to be 0.5. No wait, oh Jesus Christ, what the hell am I doing? Focus! It's that damn phone. I have to turn it off. Do not disturb, Jesus Christ, okay. So every ceiling we want for the ceiling texture offsets. Why the hell would I change that? That's kind of weird. Let's reset those. 0.5. I think that kind of translates better. They're like, you can see less of the pattern. I think that's, yeah, that's way better. So it's not like, you know, it's not as, it doesn't look as repeating. Let's see, and if I add these or like these webs, you can use this one. I'm not really sure why there is something already there. Middle offsets 0. Let's very strange. There we go. Not really sure why it does that exactly, but okay. This one gets, it's because it's connected in the corner, I understand. So I have to, if I want to, they select them, yeah, because they're, according to the editor, they're all attached. So if I want to change this one, that's easy. We just need to select only these and then align them based on this. There we go. Okay. And here's the problem, I think. Oh man, there we go. Okay. Is this actually, no, it doesn't have it. Oh God, man. This is terrible, like. I'm probably not gonna align them. Just leave them as it is. Although I probably will have to. Wait, I got an idea. There's a way to fix this. Front, middle scale, back. It has a middle scale. Okay, so we're gonna fix this by doing this. And what the fuck is going on here? Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna touch it anymore. It's fine as it is. Hey, what is up, buddy? Welcome. This is not as simple as I thought it would be. Let's just assume they kind of match. Like, I don't see, like, you don't really see if there are any misalignments here, because it's so close together. Looks fine to me. This is absolutely great. And we're gonna, of course, there's a beautiful place to hang some stuff here. Should I find website? No. This one. Hang a few things here. Let's lower this, because here are dear friends. And his offspring. Let's grab him from this, so we don't have to alter it too much. Perfect. And I think the lower brightness didn't copy that for some strange reason. As well. Huh. Oh, wait. Okay, there we go. That's better. Awesome. Okay. So we kind of need to give that. Hey, Lucky ED, what is up, buddy? Are there any levels to test yet? Well, episode 1 is available for download, and there's a demo of episode 2. Those are available already for download on the... Hold on. If you want to check them out early. Let's see. Here you can see all downloadable files. There you can, have a taste of and read some updates. I have a blog there, where you can check out a few of the, like the plans, some screenshots. Kind of like a devlog. What are you downloading to test? Yeah, it's the latest one. Hold on, let me check real quick. So, let's see. Let's go to files. What you need is this one, the episode 2 demo, which is obviously a demo for episode 2. This is episode 1. This is the full version of episode 1. So you need to have these last 2 files. This is an early one. This one is updated. A couple of fixes. So if you, episode 1 is like, it's a different thing. Episode 2, like these are, you need to, like, if you download this one, you cannot play episode 1, but it will be in this version that I'm building right now. I place it all together. So if you want to experience like the first level of episode 2, you need to download this one. If you want to experience the whole of episode 1, you need to download this one. but episode 1 is going to be altered as well. You know, it's going to get an overhaul. Because there's like an exploit when it comes to the final boss of episode 1. So we're gonna make sure that the exploit it's gonna be fixed in a later release. But first I want to get episode 2 out, so people can test it, play it, and you know, let me know if there are any bugs, so I can fix that as well while doing the episode 1 overhaul in the meantime. And then when those are finished, I love. It's very good that you want to test this. That's great. We want to get as many bugs out as we can, or exploits. So yeah, I say do your best, give your best shot. Absolutely don't have a problem with that. So you can, the other ones, this is very early. This one, these two, you can ignore the bottom two. I should probably remove them to have it clear. It's easy, you just click it. You download, you unzip it, I think. Hold on, let me do it for you. Let me check it out. So you download it, full. I don't know why these are here. This is, I think they kind of list all the downloads, which wasn't there before. Well, something changed. Download now. So you download. I'm not really sure if it starts automatically. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we open this. Right. Actually, I already downloaded it, I see. And then let me check really quick the content. Oh, you don't actually need to do. You can just drag the zip file on top of the GZ Doom. Make sure you have the latest version of GZ Doom or the new one, Ultimate Doom. Yeah. So you don't need to unzip it. There should be a file, like a README file in there that kind of explains how you run it. Is it there? Downloads. Wait, downloads. Here is a file. Documentation. Here you go. You can see the README file, and that should give you like how to install and play. It's very simple, actually. Very simple. But you can do it like you can use UZ Doom. I assume they haven't done anything to break it. If not, you have to find the latest version of GZ Doom if it shouldn't work for some reason. But I'm gonna probably migrate to UZ Doom as well at some point. I'm not gonna do it now because I have to. Let's see if we can actually use some more features. But that's something for later. Let's break this up. What's UV? There's no UV. It's hard or very hard depending on no, I think normal, like the normal, the way it's intended, somewhere in the middle. I think I don't even remember which difficulty it was. Like normal, the one with normal behavior, I think. Yeah, but they respawn only once. And you get compensated. I think there are some like double the amount of ammo or something. Then you have to go up one level. Actually, jump and crouching allowed. I think so. I don't think you need to mess with the settings. I think it's all if you use the standard ones, you'll be fine. Well, something like that. God, man. Nice cable. Oh, thank you. And welcome. Well, I try to. It's kind of rough, you know, but that's fine. Well, that's on your end, man. I can't help you with that. I have no idea where you're at even, like. Blender for geometry. Simple shapes union Godot. You know, you can convert this level into like a Blender file, right? FBX. And then you have like the whole texture and everything. I did some tests with that and it works absolutely great. Like when I'm gonna map for, or when I do maps for Unreal, I'm not doing anything at the moment with Unreal, but in the future, you know, you can actually create your base level in Doom Builder, then import it into Unreal. Like you can actually create these old school, you know, like the way they did it in Unreal. They used like a model for the level and they added in the details in Unreal Editor. That's how they used to do it. Like the whole like natural environment, so to speak, was like one big model. And you can actually do this very easy. You can model this entirely here, which is super simple. And then you kind of like fix the small errors, because if you, like if I were to export this one, it creates the lines on both the floor and the ceiling in the model. So you have to clean it up a little bit. You can do that as well. You know, it's really cool. What I'm gonna do here is actually split this up. And which sector are you talking about? Which pane sector? Something like that. There we go. And then I don't know. It's toxic. But hold on. It's like a build-up. Well, let me check it. Oh shit! I did build a test sector. Rocket jumping will be disabled in this one, in this version. I disabled it, so that won't work. That trick won't work anymore. Okay, let's see. So we start right here. Of course, there's like a pinky trap. But there's like a build-up. You get poisoned if you stay too long. You don't take immediate damage, but that's basically it. I don't know what the issue on your end would be. It's just a slow build-up. If you're out, of course, there's like a lingering damage. It builds up and then you take damage, and you take a little bit damage afterwards when you get out. It's like radiation poisoning, something like that. I did this because there are a few sections here, and as you can see in the map, you know, I kind of wanted the player to be able to traverse certain sections, and that's why I chose for the damage buildup. You can actually see this in this map. Let's save the changes here. So you can see in this map, kind of like, yeah, your screen turns green slowly. Hold on. You kind of need to forget like how Doom functions. This is entirely different. So you don't keep Doom in mind when it comes to mechanics in this mod. You know, like how Doom functions, like how damage works. You need to forget all that. No, it's not ACS. It's UDMF. You can actually see here. Hold on. Here you go. Delayed damage. It's just an effect. So it's no scripting at all. It's super easy. You can actually have like different damage types, like freezing. I still learn stuff every day when it comes to UZ Doom. I mean, UDMF. It's yeah. Shit. Now I close it down. So there are a lot of cool features here. Yeah, true. Sometimes you have to stop and think for a second, like, is there anything new that I want to learn? And oh, I see there's something off with the scale here. What scale was this? 2. I accidentally copied that. There we go. Oh yeah, absolutely. Portals, let me show you. Actually, I learned portals. I learned to use portals for the sky. Let me show you. During the development of this mod. And I use them quite extensively here. So let me see. Well, in the beginning, like this is not the beginning of the map. But here you go. As you can see, I kind of built like an entire like steel city around this map using portals. So that's super great. And a lot of, you know, on top, like geometry on top. You got even like fire. You can actually have like moving stuff in there as well. So that's pretty awesome, no? This is something I learned while making this map. So I immediately started integrating it. Moving sectors, pulley objects, you can do that all in the background, so that's pretty awesome. Like a giant drill there. Power station, you know, lots of cool stuff. So it definitely gives that like you know, like it gives that true feeling that there's like the level is way bigger than the playable area, and that's kind of like the, you know, the style you want to convey in maps, I think. So I really think these 3D geometry skyboxes really help. And you can create like different backdrops. Like I might use them in every map going forward, but I kind of want to go back and see, like, there has to be, and I think it can be, there has to be like the right setting. Like for this map, for example, wait, no, it's not even this map. Hold on. Map 2, map 1. So what I was thinking about doing, like here, I have these small volcanoes. And for this map, what would be cool if I had like well, let me put it on in game first. That's a little easier. So as you can see, like I did some top geometry as well. This is like, this is an older map. Obviously, my design techniques kind of improved during development. And what would be suitable for this map, I think, if we have like these massive volcanoes in the background, like using the same geometry skybox as we did with, you know, the map you saw before, and have like some separate giant volcanoes. That would be pretty awesome, I think. Mount Doom skybox, yeah, something like that. Something like that. And it's like, it's super easy to do, right? Once you know how, like, if you get the idea, like how you implement it into the map, then it's super easy. That's pretty awesome. And like, it's only like, it doesn't take too much effort if you look at the skybox, because it looks, you know, I feel like the amount of effort you have to put in and like the visual representation you get from it, like it's a massive win. Let me show you in map 3. It's a very, very simple skybox, really. Like this is wait, this is the geometry detail. This is a skybox. That's all there is to it. See? And this is, of course, this is in a smaller scale, but it gets stretched out, so it looks massive. These buildings look absolutely massive, but in real time they kind of look very small. Yeah. That was actually something I was going for, like a mix of Quake 2 and Doom, kinda. So as you can see, like these boxes, they're just normal scale, nothing too spectacular. Got even a giant tree in there. But this is it's very simple, and you can create such a cool effect with them. So like if I just copy and paste the volcanoes you saw on the previous map, and I just copy paste them in here in a box like this, without touching the scale, you immediately get these massive volcanoes without having to do anything else. So that's awesome. That's something definitely I'm gonna. My method, like, what are types of portals? Well, that is something I usually do stuff like that at the end of a map. And the end of a map, it takes some time, like maybe half a year. Well, these are actually simple tricks. How do you make it look like a sky? So you make the skybox. This is something I have to look up again, because it's been a while since I made this. Same thing with poly objects. I always have to look, find the tutorial again, like how do you make this, or I have to check my previous maps, when it comes to setting this up. But this is actually very simple. Let me see. There's just like, you have to work with the camera. There's a camera right here. Skybox viewpoint. And I think that's the only thing you need to do. Oh, that's also pretty cool. Moving train, wow. Yeah, it's something, yeah. If you don't do it like daily or something, it's that's only, I think that's the only thing there is to it. Of course, these belong to this is the giant drill, which is placed here. So this is just a poly object, and this is like for the 3D floor for the crane. The crane you see right here. So that's basically it. No, it's not even necessary. It's not even necessary. It's automatically. That's why it's super easy. It would be different if, like, if you were to go inside that ceiling. Like, for example, where you could actually climb inside the skybox, maybe then you should use portals. But here I feel like it's fine. I'm actually not really sure. I think your rockets... Hold on, let me check that real quick. I think they disappear. Right where the ceiling meets. Where the sector ceiling meets the... Oh, let me check. Yeah. So that's the downside, of course. You can see your rockets disappear. And that's why you see it's not a portal. Well, I feel like sometimes, if you want to rework maps, I think that's fine. Usually what I do is, like, if it's still active, like it's a part of the mod. Because there's a difference in level of quality when it comes to episode 1 and episode 2. So I kind of want to bring episode 1 up to the same quality as episode 2, because otherwise there's I feel like it doesn't really match. But when it comes to separate projects, like I just leave my old maps the way they were, just leave them to rest. If I do something, if I discover like a new technique, I would probably use it in a different, like in a new project. But sometimes if you get a really like a good map, yeah, it could be interesting to do like a rework or a remaster or whatever. But it's not something I would often do. But you know, to each his own. Can we actually, should we? Man, this is kind of messy. So let's get rid of this one. True, I understand. I understand what you're saying. There can be indeed a charm. I actually, you know, because I say, I actually remastered one of my older maps as well. Now I think about it, it was Carcassville, I think. There's actually a trailer on my. Hold on, let me show you. Actually, I actually did a remaster, but it was a long time ago. Let me show you. I actually made a trailer so you can actually see. You can actually hear. Let me put it on. This is one of my older maps. And you can actually see, like, I made a trailer showing the difference between the old version and the newer version. But this also has been a long time, so I probably would, like, if I were to do a remaster now, I would probably look a little more spectacular than it does there, you know. So, but you know, yeah, here I am talking about not really remastering older maps, and I do it myself. Absolutely. Lights, like, I'm a huge fan. Lights they're extremely important when it comes to conveying the proper atmosphere. Extremely important. Oh, cool. You like it, Edie. There we go. I feel maybe this one, I feel like should put it up there a little bit. Put this one down. There are a lot of changes here. Kind of want to feel like that point. I don't really like that going in there, so I'm probably gonna do it like that, and maybe even gonna tie this in. Hey Dion, welcome and thank you for joining. I don't hear that sound too often, so it gets me every time. I always think, what the hell is happening, you know? And this one we can probably like revert a little bit. something like that. It's like, you know, does it make a huge difference? Probably not. But let's see, what did I do here? The other side, nothing. Okay, so the thing is, we're gonna have to see how exactly, because like these webs don't translate well to sloped sectors, right? So we're gonna have to see how they how it works. Middle scale. See, this is what I mean, like you have to keep the upper part in mind. Now, that's okay. You can actually, what is it called again? Like put it like on an angle, the texture skewing? Texture skewing? I think maybe here, these two could benefit from some webbing as well. Yeah, I think that's fine. And they have to have, well, at least this one has to have a backdrop as well. Because you will notice okay, that's fine. There we go. We can actually set one up for this one as well. You don't have to. Maybe this one as a final one. Wait, it's the back. The back one. There's not too much, but you know, it's fine. There we go. And to kind of mask this a little bit, we can actually use some of the custom-made awesome web stuff for this this mod. You can see it's really beautiful stuff. Here. There we go. We can actually use this one. It's not gonna like. Can work a little bit with this. See if because I do want like a little bit of webbing there. Poisonous gas, really? Well, you can actually. There are some maybe some hard to find secrets, but I'm gonna have to like. There are some radiation suits you can find as well. If you go into the poison gas, like in the first map. You don't have to. It's completely optional. It's for the adventurer. Let's see. Maybe this one as well. Huh? So it's such a good texture. And this is weird because it takes some settings from. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not really sure. I assume these are connected as well, so we're going to be very careful. Like that, that would be enough. Okay. And then maybe add one here as well. These ones. See, that is the downside. If you use new textures, sometimes they are so good that you have to go back and change like some parts of your map. Okay, I think that would be enough. Now these ones, and these ones will need to have a backside as well. Okay. Let's get that out of the way as well. Okay. There we go. And we can add, like, now we can create these drops. Because this is like, I kind of want to make it a little more like a natural shape, and we're going to use some existing parts. Let's see, so we kind of want to connect this one, and we're going to use, I'm going to meddle too much with textures. I mean with sectors, like there, that would suffice. And then we can just drop this to kind of create this more natural cave. But you know, I don't want to make it extremely detailed. It's just like, I kind of like this like rough pod monkeys. Yes, indeed. Indeed, they are here. Let's see. Is it pinned? That is not my goal. I'm not really sure. Like, I'm on I'm gonna need some moderators for the different platforms. Because I'm using Rumble now, and it... Like I do multi-streaming through Rumble, which actually works fantastic. It kind of gathers all the information from YouTube, Twitch, and it just brings it into one live chat. So different people from different platforms can just, you know, chat. And it works really well. But the only thing is, like, I need to, like, if there's like a bot on Twitch and a bot on YouTube, I kind of have to go into these separate... I can't control it from Rumble here. So I kind of need some moderators, but, you know, we'll see. I think Festus is already moderating the Twitch side. Oh, mostly on Twitch, okay. So it's kind of nice, like... But yeah, I might like use some more moderators in the future to try to keep it clean a little bit, so I don't have to go like log in into each separate streaming platform to remove them. So we'll see. I'll hand out some moderator privileges soon. Something we're definitely gonna take care of. No worries. Okay, that is already correct. And the fun part about UDMF is that, woo, never mind what I said. I thought you can actually... this is the correct way. A better angle. No, we don't want to do it too steep. So what is the solution? To mod dashboard on Twitch, add some words. Ah, okay. That's interesting, actually. That's interesting. Thank you for the suggestion. Very nice. I should probably do it like this. Why is that upper scale? Oh. That's weird. So the largest part would be this. Okay, I can live with that. Oh, that's weird. Oh, they're connected. Jesus Christ. Okay, that is... yeah, you know, that's the downside. So we're gonna find a connection and we're gonna close this gap as well, and we can actually do that pretty easily by just connecting these parts. So there we go. Oh. Be very careful when applying these changes here. something like that, and then kind of want to do something else with this. Probably break it up a little more. That just a rough shape. Oh god, this is driving me crazy. Okay, so we're gonna drag this and then put this up. Right? Shift, yeah, it does work with sloping, but sometimes it kind of like I want to deselect something, and sometimes they just don't disappear, and it's probably on my end, you know. It's just me being impatient, probably. Can we actually close this and then like that? I kind of want to break that up as well. You can close the gap a little bit. Okay, we're gonna leave that alone. There we go. And let's see, can we smooth this out a little bit? Just by adding that. There we go. There we go, and this one. just to break up the form, like it's not an exact copy of the bottom. You know, that's all there is to it, really. And of course, this begs for some decoration. Not that you will probably notice, but there is one. Huh. Oh, this one. I haven't used that too often. Of course, we can actually place some stuff here as well. Okay, and now to kind of close the gap here, what I want to do is actually add some nice let's remove the slope, maybe. Not even sure if it's necessary, but we're gonna start the fresh. Let's see. Okay, so let's see, because there is like a new texture which I actually think this one would, something like this would, man oh man. If I get it, if I can get it just right. Wrap metal texture. 1-1, there we go. Now this is awesome. And we can actually place some items in here. But I don't want to put it in, like, this is a very dangerous place. So there is some risk involved. Okay, the backside as well, of course. Wrap metal texture. Oh, we can actually use it on both sides, so we're gonna just use a general one. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Now this one will probably, we're gonna mirror that so it does match. Because this is something you will notice probably if you're not under constant attack by Annie. Oh yeah, by the way, somebody asked, why Annie? Why did I choose Annie? Well, there's a lot of history to that. Some of which I don't even remember. But it had a reason. Stim. We're gonna put some ammo in here. You know, because why the hell not? I don't know what the hell came out of that, but I know what came out of that. There's an imp head I used, like a spider, like a mini spider, which I think will work pretty great. But you know, this one, yeah, I think it's very nice. And you can actually, oh no, you cannot, of course you can't. You could if you, hold on. We could do something with this. Triangulate it. And then just drag these down. So you would have a more natural shape, I guess. But let's not do that. Because this is gameplay wise, it should be, you know, a little accessible. Venomous spider. Well, there's actually, let me show you real quick. Let me add it in. Monsters. User defined. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. This one. Like I could spawn it in. If you approach it, and they're actually pretty great. Oh wait, I have to turn monsters on. I could spawn, like this actually would, like that web sack would be, and these are all pretty lit. Why are they lit so much? Some of them at least. They should be unaffected. Let me see. That's not normal. I mean, they should use the global lighting, but there is probably there don't seem to be any settings. That's weird. This one seems affected. Does it have something to do with this? That's weird. Why are these affected? Oh, let's see, that's kind of weird, no? Never noticed it before. I don't think I changed any settings. They're clearly a lot brighter. Then some of them are and some of them are not. Like this one is. And then this one isn't. Does it have to do with this floor, perhaps? with the reflectiveness or something. This one is not on the floor. That one is up there. That one is, yeah, it has to have to do something with this. The floor. Floor brightness. Ceiling brightness 0. Okay. Ceiling glow. Put that off just to make sure. Very, very strange. Is that normal behavior? Now they don't appear as bright. Could that be a fix? Like just switch it off? Because there was no lighting, like no lighting involved in the first place. No, it's still affected. Well, then I will just assume that it has to do with the ice. Maybe it's a G-Zerung thing, I don't know. Never paid attention to it, really. Can we jump in? We cannot, we have to lower this, okay. No. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna create a couple of these instances. Let's widen this a little bit. Okay. Wrap metal texture. Ah, it's still saved. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. We can actually use one that closes off. I want to see what this is about. This looks way better than this one. And this has to be clearly. Let's see. There we go. Very nice, very nice. Nothing? Are you for real? I don't buy it. Ah, yes, that one. I'm glad you actually mentioned it because I had a feeling it was kind of like it was off a little bit. Does it get stuck or contrasts a lot with the slopes? Ah, yes, yes, I know exactly what you mean. And that is true. Hold on, let me actually open that map real quick. It is, yeah, it's a slope thing, but I had to bridge that height difference in a short, like this one, you mean? Yeah, I thought so. That is indeed something that is kind of like I didn't really... The ceiling is flat, yes indeed. That is something I kind of probably rework using the same techniques as I did with the cave. Like instead of having this all sloped together, like one big, I'm gonna divide it into chunks. Probably like do some all lovely ceiling overhauls. That way it will feel more natural. Probably gonna widen this as well. That is indeed odd. So that's something definitely I'm gonna keep in mind. Yeah, sure. But I'm glad you're testing it, checking it out. If it's possible, are you in my Discord server? Because I would love to have like your feedback on text. Ah, okay. Like so I can like if you can make like a list, it's easier for me. Like when, you know, if I just do like a complete overhaul and do some bug fixing, I can actually check the list, see. Okay, great. So it's very interesting. Of course, you'll get full credit in the files. I actually have this. Hold on, let me show you. I'm gonna have this secret here. This one in the full release, and it's kind of like a trophy room, like, you know, where all the contributors kind of get a statue as a way to say thank you for everybody who was supporting, you know, this project throughout. So if you do some intense testing, you'll definitely get into the hall. Let me see. Discord has a huge memory leak, you know that? And the solution they made, because I'm not a fan of Discord, to be honest. I feel like it's too, you know, it's too messy. Like, I miss the forums of the old days. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a thread. Let me do that right now. In conversations, I'll create a new post. Hold on just a second. Just a second. Oh. Okay, never mind. Hold on. I'll create a thread so you can post there. There we go. I put a new thread in conversations so you can reply. And, you know, that way it gets fixed. Now I have to close off Discord because it has a huge memory leak, and the way they fixed it was to just quit the app and then restart it, and then it kind of builds up the memory leak again till there's like 4 gigabytes or something. That's insane. It's so bad. Like, is it that hard to kind of fix that memory leak instead of finding that half-assed solution? Jesus Christ. The quality in apps nowadays, it's insane. Insanely bad. I miss the programmers of old. At least they knew what they were doing. But I digress. Thank you so much. Just post it there, like, you know, I'll make sure to kind of work on that as well. It's gonna be after, because I have to focus on like getting this out. So it's probably something that I'm gonna do after the release of episode 2, when I bring episode 1 up to speed as well. So you know, it's definitely something on my list, because I have noticed it as well. Like, there is indeed, like, the sloping didn't feel right. So I'm probably gonna make some chunks where you have to kind of like jump. And it is because, you know, it's like I kind of wanted to make a way to get back up there if you drop by accident, or you want to explore in the green goo. So if you want to explore, like, you know, I kind of make sure that you would be able to get back up there. And I didn't want to use too many teleporters, because I feel like that kind of breaks, I don't know, the flow. Now, teleporters can be like, they can be good in some instances, but not everywhere, and not just like random in the map. I feel like should have like a purpose, you know. Okay. Alright, fellas, I'm going to a big tunnel with that door that can only be opened from the inside. Well, it doesn't really matter in that specific case, because, you know, you can go in and out the green goo. It doesn't have to be locked off, because, you know, you can explore. It's not mandatory, but you will find the key. If you explore in the green goo, you will find a key that opens a secret passage later down the line. So it's definitely worth exploring. There's actually like a whole... One thing I did, I'm going to show you real quick. As I spent some significant amount, and I think in this first map the most. Oh, okay. Okay, both for the blue key. But that's okay. Actually, there are... I think you can have multiple. There is like an entire section here. And it's a huge, like this section here. Red, and these are the secret keys. They're not skull keys, mind you. They are, this is a mandatory key. You need to open this, but the key cards are secret. And this won't open with a skull key. This is specifically key card. And then, like, this is a huge section, as you can see. A lot of secret stuff here. As you can see, so I dedicated like a huge chunk, this whole map from this, like, all selected. Like this whole part, this is all secret, one secret area. So I did invest some time into building like a nice secret, and that's why I didn't want to, you know, make it too easily accessible, but the reward will definitely, you know, be worth it. There's another secret here, which I'm actually pretty proud of. Like the way it looks, I created this like this icy environment, as you can see. I thought this looks really nice, like tech combined with some hell, like frozen volcanoes here. So because this is actually because I initially I was actually reserving the ice textures purely for secret areas, but then I kind of like, because the hub area wasn't really there in the beginning. And then I decided to kind of wanted to make a hub area, and this is of course using a lot more ice textures because I thought they would look so great. It would be a shame to only use them for secret areas, and that is why, like, the remnant, which you see in that first map, that is actually how it started, and this is how it evolved, you know. So Kind of like that combination of ice and fire. I even have a special monster here, a frozen mancubus, which can freeze you as well. That's actually pretty great. It's a beautiful combo. Like I like ice and fire and flesh and tech. Those are combinations I really, really like, and you can see that in this mod. I kind of want to make these unusual combinations. You know, and for episode 3, they're like, it's something special. There's going to be like a different combination. It's going to be surprising because technically it is like the variant of Hell, you know, in episode 3 of Doom, Inferno. But it's going to be different. Like there's going to be Hell, but it's going to be... It's not something you would expect immediately, but I'm not going to talk too much about it. You'll see once I start streaming, you know, development of episode 3 after I finish all the rest. So I'm going to end it here because I have to do some other stuff as well. But I'll be back some more. You know, there's going to be, as we get closer to releasing this, there's going to be some more streams. No worries. So I'm gonna give this a little bit like I put it on a higher priority, so I hopefully can get it finished by the end of the year, but we'll see how it turns out. So thank you so much for watching. I'm not really sure, maybe I'll return streaming in the afternoon, but I'm not really sure if I'm able to make it. We'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, for the help and the conversations, and I'll see you fellas real soon. Take care.